First trading day of the year, I did pretty darn good if I do say so myself. So looks like right in here I grabbed 1850 puts. I had some 19 puts, but I didn't play it right, and they were 0 DTE by this day, so I had actually picked them up in here, and the premiums were just burning up. So, excuse me. So I wound up not even breaking even on them, but just like losing sadly on them. But, and I don't think I cut my losses quick enough. And I didn't take it for break even in here because I was being a princess about it. But in here, I grabbed 1850 puts that expire at the end of this week, so January 8th. But I'm realizing that with contracts, you kind of got to take profits while you got them. So we had this delightful fall today. And I sold them right in here. And I'm glad that I did. On the one hand, I took profits, made 40 bucks on my one put. I could have doubled that. And my main problem with my choice is that I didn't play the chart. Because you can see, for anyone paying attention, there's usually, let's see, when there's a good fall, there's a, oh, I guess maybe I'm thinking of a different stock that did it. But there's usually like a stall. Like, yeah, like here. It did it here too. Came down and got all this stopping volume, comes in, it pops up, and then it keeps going down. And then it did it on, this wasn't a very smooth pull. That was last time. You got it here, comes down, there's the stopping volume, pushes back up, and then pulls. And it didn't quite break down on this day, but there's usually a pull or a stall. And today, when it stalled, I took my profits instead of giving it the time that it needed. So I'm proud of myself for grabbing them profits, but also I could have performed better. So, 1 day, 2 days. This is my other trade. Also grabbed puts on here. This ran to, I think, didn't it get up to 10? Let's look at the 10-day. Let's grab the 1 hour. Oh, that's pretty. Okay. So yeah, I wrestled with it in here and I said, and it was whooping me. So I said, okay, you do what you want. I'll come back later. Unfortunately, I missed this. This was a very beautiful move, but I missed it. And then here, I thought that I had missed I was a little sad. I thought that I had missed the move entirely. But in here, I got $6 puts, or I got a $6 put. And then with time decay, the premium stayed about the same. And then I think it was in here, I added to my position. Yeah, no, in here, I added to my position. So these expire on the 15th. So I have plenty of time. And then here I got very excited this day. I got very excited because it dumped below 6. I almost took profit in here, but I couldn't get out at the price that I wanted. And since I have plenty of time and I have all of this resistance overhead protecting me, I feel quite confident in my position. Let me look at my volume profile. Yeah, so according to my volume profile and, by looking at the chart, you can see that most of the volume occurred in this region. So all of these people are underwater and they're watching, anyone holding from here is watching their profile diminish, their portfolio diminish. And so I'm thinking that they're going to keep it down for me. I know that 5 is a tough nut to crack, both on the way up and on the way down. But I have faith that this $2 stock will return to its lows. Yeah, 475 seems good. 426 seems optimistic, and I would have to see like a really huge volume sell-off if I were to even think about 3. So I'm gonna try for this 450 region. Oh, but so I took profit on one of my puts already today, and I'm okay with that. Let's see, where did I get it? I got it in here. They weren't very liquid. There wasn't a lot of pushing on them. So even down in here, the cost of the option hadn't moved a lot. So I think it was in here, in this region, I sold one of them for $1, for 120. And I waited all day to get filled. I thought about smacking the bid, just to make sure that I got out and got filled, but I was like, no, I have plenty of time. I'm just gonna let this ride. This is the price that I want, and I believe, not only do I believe that I can get it, but I also believe that it's worth it. Whoever bought that put off me is probably gonna make money off of it, and I am good with that. I like sharing the wealth. I do not mind at all. Look, this stock is, and this is what gets you into trouble, right? As a retail short biased investor, like you can make the fundamental argument all day, but if the chart says it's going to 20, it's going to 20. And I might think it's ridiculous, but people get really excited about it. The fundamentals just are not great. You can see they have very limited revenue, almost no profit. They've got 5 million on hand. Oh, but it looks like they wiped out their debt. Total debt, 3.19. And that MRQ means most recent quarter, so probably have to update soon. But they have more cash than they have debt, and that's actually kind of rare for a penny stock. But it also kind of looks like they're bleeding money. They're kind of profitable, actually. Good for them. I still think they're a $2 stock. And yeah, okay. So without getting into that too much, I have one put left. I'm looking to sell it in the 450s. I think that MVIS will probably come down to 3, but I don't know if it's going to do it before January 15th. And really, I just want the security of having that money in my pocket, so to speak. So that was one of my trades today. This other trade was a SPY bounce, and oh man, I screwed this up. check out the 2-day, shall we? Okay, so here's my theory. Anytime SPY opens at all-time highs, which it did, yeah, pretty darn close, close enough, almost all-time highs. Anytime SPY opens at all-time highs, there's gonna be bad news, which is, you know, or at least it seems like the thing that happens. So whenever it opens at all-time highs, I want to grab puts. So what I do is in my in my one account, I grab SPXS shares. That's the SPY inverse. Look, that would have been beautiful. And then I usually sell them by the end of the day. I don't like to hold them too long. I am definitely not bearish on the American economy. But when it gets up high, people want to sell. People want to take their money. I understand that. We just talked about that. So I wanted to grab 0 DTE puts. And I usually do that in my Webull account. But Webull flippin' shut down today and I couldn't get it. And so I was kind of frustrated about it. I could have grabbed it in my E-Trade account, but in my E-Trade account, I was already managing 2 positions, the MVIS position and the GME position. And to be fair, both of those were secure positions that I felt secure in, and so I could have let them ride, and focused on this trade, which is essentially what I was doing anyway. I don't know why I compartmentalize the way I do, but perhaps it's a problem. Perhaps I ought to move all of my money into my E-Trade account and not figgle-a-bizzle with my wee-bizzle-a-kizzle. So, anyway, so this guy, this SPY guy, fell off. And I know that stonks don't go down forever. And I was lucky that my brother distracted me because I was looking at this as a reversal. Let's see, why did I think this was the reversal? Came down. I mean, it's a good question. There's clearly no reversal here. It appears to have stopping power, or there's no real volume coming in to stop it. And then this move here looked kind of big, but it was there's no volume on it. So I guess they were just trying to shake out the demand so they could bring it lower. This hammer candle here, beautiful hammer on high volume, says that, you know, people sold it down and then brought it up, and under normal circumstances that would be a good bullish indicator. But when it's already down like this, oh, this is the kind of bounce that I was talking about, right? Like it comes and there's always this weird recovery and then it pulls back further. So my brother was distracting me at this moment and I did not get this reversal, thank goodness. And then it pulled back, boom, and then when it was down here, you had these candles where volume was staying about the same, but the candles weren't selling off as hard. And so that's when I thought, you know, this is my moment. I grabbed, and I think that the SPY is going to be at 370 by Friday. I really don't think that we're in that much trouble as far as the market's concerned. And if you look, This is our volume profile. Most of the volume is happening in this channel here. Is that right? Let me verify one sec. Yeah, exactly. Right in here. And so when it came below there, it was a little bit scary. You know, it was a little bit scary. It could have easily like stayed down. It could have been, it could have turned bearish, you know, and sought lower support, but it did not. And I felt that the candles and the volume were telling me that it was time for the reversion. So you get, there's always one bounce. Just gotta remember it. There's always that. One bounce. All right. Or usually, you know, nothing's always in the market. And then this stopping volume here. This is a really big candle on really low volume. So that's kind of telling you that it's that the tide is turning. And this, you know, turning the SPY is like trying to turn an oil tanker. It doesn't spin on a dime. So it comes down, it's got to get all the buyers, and then it makes a little push, but you know, everyone's still feeling a little concerned. And I should have considered that. I got a 270 call in here, and I got it for 250. And I really think that the SPY is going to be higher than 270 by Friday, and it's already darn close. So I bought the call for 250, and I said that my stop was 2. If I lost, I was willing to bet $50 that the SPY will be above 270 by Friday. So then it kind of pulls as expected, and then it pushes, and then I just got out. I don't know what in the heck was wrong with me. And I didn't even get out before this. This hadn't happened yet. I got out in here, and it was dumb, and I'm mad at myself about it. So then it comes down here. The calls still didn't go below 2. You know, they came down to 225. I had gotten out here. They were down to 225. I was thinking, man, this would be a hell of an entry. Hell of an entry. Because it's double bottoming. You know, these candles got no volume to them. Like, there's not a lot of selling volume. They're just kind of pulling back a little bit. And then, skadoosh. And then I was bent on the trade. I was frazzled. But here's what happened. Here's what went wrong. I got stuck in the tape. And that's something I really want to fix this year, this quarter, this month, this week. I think that's too optimistic. Maybe this quarter I can get over it. But what happened is I got stuck in the tape. I was watching my premium depreciate and Jack, stop. I was watching my premium depreciate and I forgot about my long-term goal. I was in the 1 second, I was in the tick when I should have been in the, the hour at least. Or, you know, if I'm thinking 7 days ahead, if I'm thinking it's going to be at 370 by January 8th, if I think that the SPY is going to be at 370 by January 8th, then why am I looking at a 1 minute chart? Why, worse, I was looking at each tick, and that doesn't work for a long-term plan. I mean, 5 minute chart, okay, You know, this might have made me a little bit nervous, but then when it held, I was in good. Like I was in good shape. And if I was looking at a 15-minute chart, you know, then I know I'm in good shape. It does the body of this candle is still above the body of this candle. Like the tail of the candle is still above the tail of the candle. So I really had nothing to be concerned about. If I'm looking at 30 minutes, where was that? Yeah, 30 minutes, you got this hammer. Is that the right time? What time? Let's see, 12:45. 12:45, yeah. So what I'm saying is don't get stuck in the tape. Speaking of getting stuck in the tape, everybody know this guy? You guys know this guy? You guys know this guy? ZOM, Zomedical, was a breakout today, multi-day breakout. So for 2021, still working on my my prospectus, but basically what I'm interested in going long on are multi-day breakouts, and bounce plays on like really obvious bounce plays, like with the SPY today. So anyway, ZOM was a multi-day breakout today. Can see there, arguably there, but I feel like this was the real high. But I didn't want to grab it until, okay, so it broke out and it was consolidating all day. It was actually very beautiful, and it looked, this looks like an OTC. That looks like an OTC swizzle. It's moving like an OTC, it's priced like an OTC, but it's a 3-letter ticker, so that should have tipped me off. Anyway, I thought this was an OTC. So I was really concerned about this 30-cent mark. When it broke out here, I was excited, it looked good, but again, I was worried about that, that whole number mark right overhead. So I waited for it to break 30 and I got in at 30, and then it pushed, and it's weird for me going long. I really need to work on my patience. And part of working on my patience was I was like, all right, I'm going to take a little bit off the table. I bought 500 shares, which is big size for me. I was like, I'm going to take a little bit off the table, and that way I already know, like, dang, I'm already a little profitable. So I take a little bit off the table, and then I'm like, ah, man, I messed up. Like, I just lost money on commissions. And so then I'm like, ah, man, I got to hold now. So I'm still stuck thinking this is an OTC. And then it pops up above 31, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Like, this is a perfect, like, it's doing what it should do. But then I'm picturing an OTC and how OTCs move. And I'm thinking that if it's a true OTC multi-day breakout, then it should have a couple green candles in a row. You know, these are 5-minute candles, obviously, but this is the action I was expecting. And I got this pullback, and I'm like, ah, snap. Like, the market makers are going to dump it. It's going to cause a panic. It's going to drop under 30. And it's just, this is why I'm bearish, by the way, because this is how I think. And it's just like going to go to zero. I didn't really think it was going to go to zero, but I did think it was going to go below my entry, and I didn't want to lose more money on a stock that I already paid more than I made on it. So I wigged out and I sold in here for, I think I got like 31 and a quarter for it. And then I'm looking, after the fact, I'm looking at my P&L, and I'm like, well, am I commission free on OTCs now? No. No, I'm not commission free on OTCs. Zomedica is friggin' Amex stock. It's New York Stock Exchange. Oh, man. And, you know, I don't know if it would have given me more confidence to know that, but what I do know is that if I had been aware of what I was trading, shame, I would have expected this chop. I wouldn't have been so concerned about these pullbacks because this is just what listed stocks do. And I'm proud of myself because I was on target for this thing. My thinking was that if it broke 3, it would go to at least 35. And oh my God, it's at 46. Oh my God. So it kind of screwed up a little, but I mean, like, I was right about my target. So I can say that much at least. And I'm pretty sure that it had a little pullback at that level. Show me extended hours. Show me 5-minute chart. Yeah, 35. It did, it dumped at 35. Whoosh. But it managed to maintain and off to the races. So, I don't regret my mistakes, but it's good to be aware of them. And I would say, all in all, this has been a darn good trading day. I just gotta stay out of the tape and stick to the plan and know what I'm trading. So just to recap, stay out of the tape, or don't get stuck in the tape. Stick to the plan and know what I'm trading. Thanks for watching. If you are watching, I'm gonna go build a watch list. So that should take me a little while. All right, thank you. Happy New Year. Have a good one. Bye.